Hello and welcome, everyone. You are listening to The Crack. This is the podcast where I ask you what's the crack. So what's the crack, guys? Get in touch. Let me know. We'll see what's going on. Now, if you're a regular listener, if you're one of these lovely, lovely people that listen every week, you may notice, you may be saying to yourself, whoa, you uploaded one not 24 hours ago, Lewis. What the hell are you doing? Well, yes, I uploaded one not 24 hours ago, guys, and I've had some immediate feedback. Not everybody is happy with the sentimentality and how gentle and emotional and, oh God, oh, so sensitive the whole thing was. So, to keep everybody happy, to keep all the plates spinning, to make the world go round, you're getting this little bonus episode. I don't know how long it's going to be. Usually, with the weekly episodes, I aim for 30 minutes. But with this, I'm just sitting down because, gosh darn it, I'm a people pleaser, and I want my lovely, faithful listeners to have a lovely time. So, I shan't be talking about feelings or weddings or happiness. What you're going to get very quickly, guys, is, I was sitting in the living room and the phone buzzed with feedback, which I always appreciate. And it wasn't nasty feedback, it was just, it was a bit different. Okay, so what can I talk about? What you're getting today, guys, is Charlotte's involved in this. You're getting the journey home from Mexico. So, get comfortable, alright? I've got a story for you. Now, this happened in January of... What year are we on? January 2023. Bring yourself back to that point of time. There'd been a pandemic. We'd been under lockdown for a few years. You weren't able to spend money. You weren't able to go outside. You could eat out to help out, if you know what I mean. But you do know what I mean. There was discounts on going to restaurants, you filthy animal. And essentially, basically, the way myself and Charlotte pay our bills... The hell is this? A lesson in accounting? No. So we pay our bills. We have a joint account. And we don't put all of our money into it. Fuck no. Jesus. She lives off an ample allowance that I allow her. No, we both transfer a set amount into this joint account. And that's what the flat rent comes out of. And that's what the council tax and the broadband and something else. Insurance. Yeah, so set amounts of things come out of this, and then we've got our own money as well. But this wee joint account, every month, there's a wee bit left over. And we've been in this flat for a few years now, so this joint account had accumulated quite a wee amount of a wee nest egg. So we decided after the lockdown, and to get us through the festive period, we booked a very special holiday to Mexico, and it was unlike any other holiday we'd ever been on before. Usually we're very conscious of how much things cost and all that kind of stuff. We travel very carefully. It's what's the point of a 5-star hotel if there's a 2-star hotel on the same street? Wee things like that. But with this one, we went all out, all inclusive. Not fucking all out. We still traveled the normal. We weren't first class by any means. We were still cattle class. But we just travelled the Bay Area. Normal. However, the resort, it was a bit costly and it was very fancy, but easily the fanciest holiday either of us had ever been on, probably ever will be on. And it was delightful. We went down to London, met my friend that lived there, and then we flew from Heathrow? Yeah, Heathrow to Canada, and then got a flight from Canada to Cancun Airport. Stayed in the resort, I think it was 10 days or something like that. It was honestly like fucking me bragging here. If you can ever find the fucking funds and the time and the ability to do this, it was like the laziest holiday we've ever been on. It was a beach holiday, and then we did some days out and stuff like that. And the days out, you're getting up like 4 o'clock to get away out to the well, we went to the Chichen Itza pyramids and things like that, and we did another day out, which I will tell you about. And Absolutely fantastic. Like, I cannot express, okay, we get it, you had a good time. Yeah, I had a very good time. Now, going home. Very sad, very emotional. That wasn't emotional. Fucking no emotions. Nope, no emotions. No emotions in this episode. We got picked up at the resort by the wee shuttle. The wee white mini soccer mom van. Thankfully driven by a Mexican gentleman, because I would not want to drive over there. I can remember seeing the motorway, wherever you were on, the Joe carriageways. I say Joe, it's like 4 lanes. Sometimes the lines on the road just disappeared, and then they were painted just 3 feet to the left. If you've ever seen Sicario, I'm not going to say the fucking cartel what about, but you do get the Federale pickups that go around, and you got a guy standing on the back, a fucking balaclava on, goggles, with a big fucking machine gun, just going up and down these roads. So we go back to the airport, and the gentleman, he asked, who, I'm not going to do an accent, he asked who you flying with, and we said Delta. So he knew the exact gate, so we got right to the thing, and I think I tipped him the last of the Mexican pesos that we'd brought. He said, hasta la vista. Cool. And we went into the airport. Now, we were going Mexico to London. That's in my head. I always saw it. That's what we'd booked, if you know what I mean. That was the flight we'd booked, was Mexico, and then we'd booked another flight from London up to Inverness to get home again. But there was a connecting flight in Texas, which I hadn't considered. In my our ticket said Mexico, Heathrow, or Cancun to Heathrow, or wherever the fuck. Groovy, cool, that's fine. The pandemic had just happened, so we get into the airport and we're lining up and stuff, and we get to the gate, and the lady goes, "Can we see your vaccination certificates?" I beg your pardon? Vaccination? You mean, did we allow the government to track and trace us and treat us like fucking dogs? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, we've both been double vaccinated, and yeah, I'm sure I had an app on my phone that had you've probably got one as well, the NHS thing, that has the proof that you have been vaccinated. But you cannot go further. You can't get through the gates. They won't take your luggage until you prove it. So Charlotte takes out her phone, and it's up immediately. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, fuck. And I deleted this app ages ago, because there was no... I never thought I was ever going to fucking use it. So I'm standing in this airport, connecting to their Wi-Fi, which wasn't a fast Wi-Fi, and trying to desperately find, search NHS track and trace, NHS vaccination, find the app. Okay, download it. It's taking ages. It didn't fucking load. Okay, download it. Alright, okay, there we go. Log in. For fuck's sake. Email address, password. Wrong password. Oh, okay, no, Jesus, I'm sweating now. And, okay, next pass. Wrong password. Okay, cool. Try this one. Correct password. Please open your authenticator app and put in the fuck is an authenticator? I have to download this other app thing that gives you like a PIN code to prove that you are you, in case somebody's trying to lie. Okay, cool. Download it. Authenticator app. Comes on. It works. Perfect. Okay. Loading. My name comes up. Yep, that's me. Vaccinations. It says I've had one. Well, that's wrong. I've definitely had 2. Refresh. Nothing. What the fuck? And the lady's just staring at me. She doesn't give a fuck. If I don't get in this flight, what's she going to do? Reload. And Charlotte's like, you definitely have to. Yes, I've definitely had 2, darling. Thank you for making sure. So I'm going through my emails, trying to find proof for my work, because it was, they got vaccinated through work. There'd be like can you go to the ambulance service drop-in center, for fuck's sake? Yeah, cool. Then you turn up and there's just the public are there, so it's got nothing to do with work. It was just this weird, I think the service trying to show that they were vaccinating their stuff. And eventually I logged into this little thing from work, and then I put a code in, and then it updated the app that way. So my app, if I was to download it now, would tell you that I'm double vaccinated. But that's all fine. We got checked in at the Mexican side. We got into the departure lounge, and all's going well. Then Big delay. Okay, cool. It's fine. We got hours in Texas, you know. So it's like a 3-hour fucking delay or whatever. It's fine. It's all right. We can, you know. What's the worst that can happen? Well, guys, what's the worst that can happen? We get on the plane. Myself and Charlotte are not sitting together because we just had 10 days together. We don't need to sit together for like an hour and a half on the plane. And I'm beside this American lady, and I can see Charlotte through my. She's sort of down to the left. I can see her. She's sitting beside an American man, and we're sitting on the runway for ages and ages and ages, and then you know does that thing where it just starts moving. There's no announcement. The seatbelt lights on the whole time, and then fucking Star Trek. You take off. You know, you get the rumble of the engines, and then. We're in the air. We're good. Okay. Adios, Mexico. Next stop, Texas. And flying for a while. And we come in. It's nighttime. It's dark. And it's, you know what I mean? It's like a night sky. It's all the lights in the ground are like stars. Hundreds of them. And we don't land. We're still flying. No, we don't. You know. We go around Texas. We go around Texas, the whole fucking state. Twice the size of France. No, we just circle the airport. And then ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've had some delays here due to there's tornadoes in the area. The fuck do you mean there's tornadoes in the area? Tornadoes, like Twisters, like Wizard of Oz, like the film Twister, like these giant... What the hell is going on? Alright, cool. And then we land, and we don't go anywhere on the ground. The plane lands, and the boy puts on the handbrake. Plane stops. And we're sitting there for a long time. And I'm looking down at Charlotte and this guy are fucking chatting away. And what the hell are they talking about? He's showing her a phone, she's laughing. And what the hell is this? And I crack. I start talking to the lady beside me, which I don't usually do. So are you from Texas? I can't even do the accent. She was from, I think, like West Virginia. And I was like, my God, what a voice you've got. But they go to Cancun a few times a year because I think to that area of America, fucking America, you can fly to anywhere. But I think to some parts of America, Cancun is like Tenerife to the Brits. You know, it's we got a few weeks off, we got spring break, you know, they'll pop over there. She was very nice, and I told her where I was from, and people love Scottish folk. It's a nice quality to have, isn't it, being Scottish? And yeah, but the captain comes back on and explains there's tornado problems all over certain parts of America. And I'm sort of like, is that normal? And like, oh yeah, where we come from, the tornadoes all the time. You're very casual about this. Every film I've seen with a tornado, it somewhat ruins their day. You know, it fucks up things. No, they're all pretty cool. But we're sitting there for so long, it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner to make our connecting flight to London. And then we're allowed to go. They lift the barrier. We're off. Run. And we've missed the flight, or it's cancelled. It's not happening. There is no London flight. Fuck. There's another flight, 2 hours from the same airport to London with the same airline, but it's a different plane, if you will. You have no choice. It's a different plane, guys. All right. And okay, groovy. How do we go about this? And Charlotte opens the app on her phone because there's like a travel app that you can liaise with the airline, and it says you want to find a customer service point. All right, cool. So we can go do that. Well, we find the only one there is, which every other person on the flight had also found. So there's a massive queue, and this queue was snaking through the airport. So we joined the queue, and I won't go into detail, but we're there for so long, over 2 hours, that we miss the other flight, and they very kindly offer us, complimentary water, but it's not even fucking hell, guys. It's not even like a bottle of water. It's like a little grenade-sized little thing of water and a snack. So they give us salted little pretzels. And eventually we get to one of the 3 people they have to deal with this plane of over 100 folk. And the lady, typing in her computer, yeah, no, there's no more flights. Yep, we guessed. there's one tomorrow to, was it Dallas, and then you get the connecting flight in Dallas, and that gets you to London. Okay, cool. Can we get that one? Yeah, of course. Okay, that's it sorted. Okay, so now what do we do? Well, you come back in the morning. Well, we're in the airport. Can we wait? Oh, you can get a hotel. Do you guys organise that for us? No, you can claim back. Long story short, guys, we never did claim back. You couldn't. They made it as difficult as possible. So we left the airport. We haven't eaten. And we go outside to this, like, where there's buses and coaches and there's a taxi rank. There's no taxis. And this American lady comes over and she'd recognised us, and they're so friendly, but friendly to a fault. And she's trying to talk to us, and she's trying to tell us how you claim your money back. Oh no, it's total bullshit. Look, and she showed us her phone. When we'd emailed them very politely, being like, hello, can you please advise, how would we go about claiming this back? They sent us back one of these non-committal, oh, you have to check out this thing. She showed us her phone, and she'd been like all capitals, that is bullshit, I demand you pay me back my goddamn money. I was like, whoa. So she asked, can I have your mobile number, and I'll send you the links and the phone numbers that I've been contacting. So I gave her mine. She's like, that's not right, that's not a real number. I'm like, look, that's my British fucking phone number, take it or leave it. Okay, so then they got on their bus, and away they went, away into Texas. I don't know where they went. Goodbye, lady and husband. And then this, in hindsight, not my wisest move. Charlotte's getting a bit scared now, and we go on our phone and we find there's an airport. There's an airport hotel. There's a hotel nearby. But this is Texas. Everything's bigger. So to Americans, nearby is like within an hour. And honestly, I just want to get in, and I want to try and watch, because we don't have our luggage, or do we? I don't think we have our big luggage. I think it was just hand luggage we had. I can't remember. It's not fucking terrible. I've got it written down somewhere because I wrote the whole thing down. I like to take little fucking notes when I go travelling. And so in the taxi rank, this taxi turned up, and this like sort of Latino-looking gentleman. ASA, need a ride? Yes, I do. So we get in, and so after I sit down, I'm like, is this even a fucking taxi? And it was fucking hell. Yes, it was. But that's how easy it would be to human traffic me. Just deprive me of sleep and food for a good time, and I'll get in any vehicle you want. He put the meter on, he asked where we're going, so we told him. He knew where it was. It's about 40 minutes away, but that's within the airport area. And we're on their, highways and stuff, and he's making conversation. He's been to Cancun a bunch of times. He goes to Hawaii sometimes. He loves Hawaii. Everything I say to him, I know he has no clue what I'm saying, and I don't even think I have an accent, so I'm trying to speak as clearly as I can. And it winds Charlotte up, because apparently I do have an accent, and when I try to speak clearly, it just accentuates it, and she thinks I'm putting it on, but I'm not. No, like if I try and speak as calmly and clearly as I can, it comes out all fucking Brigadoon, Huchter, fucking look at this boy in his kilt. So yeah, but eventually we get to this hotel, and not the best hotel in the world, but it's cheap, and it was near the airport. Fucking near the airport. Fucking within drive of the airport. And we arrived there, and fair play to the guys. Like, look, in the morning, there's actually a free shuttle to the airport. Don't get a taxi, because it's cost you, like, quite a chunk. I'm like, thank you very much. Thanks, man. Shook his hand. Go inside. Check in. Send us up to the room. Lift opens, and I recognise that smell. Not a great hotel, but, might get stoned. We get into the room, and we'd gone from staying in this pearly Mexican resort, 4 or 5 stars or whatever, clean, white, like everything, white sheets. All right, guys. So white's only resort. No, like everything was pristine. Like all the linen was white, all the chairs, it was just shiny. It was like some sort of, it wasn't real, obviously. You know what I mean? It was all built up. And suddenly we're in this hotel, like something from No Country for Old Men. I was like, all right, so this may be where I die. But you know what? I'm tired. I'm in a bad mood. Would I fight it at this time? And I asked Charlotte, you want any dinner? And she starts crying. It's terrible. And she's all scared and everything. She's not having a good time. But I'm the man. I've got to look after her. So putting a brave face. I'll go find a vending machine. So get some candy. And she falls asleep almost immediately. I put on TV, watch some American TV. I think it was called Three's Company or something like that. Or Three's a Crowd. Just watch something, and I watched a film called like Goblins 2, but I watched the Spanish dub. And I couldn't really switch off. Anyway, next morning, get up, go downstairs. Saw a member of staff saying grace before he ate his breakfast, and which I know is not a big thing, but I've never seen somebody actually say grace in person, which I know, again, sounds weird. But we're standing in the lobby, and this young sort of Latino-looking guy comes in, and is it necessary to mention his race? No, you're right, that wasn't necessary. But he comes in, and he pours himself some cereal, puts the milk in it, takes off his hat, and then bows his head and sits for quite some time. I'm just standing there fucking sleep deprived watching, and he makes a mark of the cross and eats his cereal. I'm like, that's very nice for some reason. Now, right across from the hotel we were in, there was a Waffle House diner. And Charlotte was like, there's breakfast in the hotel. Charlotte, if you think I'm going to be in Texas and get a fucking croissant from the European breakfast, you are mistaken. I'm going to that diner, with or without you. So we went across to the diner, and just like something you'd seen in the movies, you go in, there's a booth, and people are just sitting on the counter, drinking their coffee, and the waitress, this stunning young Texan girl, hey y'all, take a seat. So we take a seat, and laminated menus on the table. I took a photograph of them. I didn't steal a menu, but I took a photograph to my phone, and we ordered two of the, we ordered two of the set breakfasts. So you get some rashers of bacon, some sausage, what they would call eggs, and hash browns, with coffee, and they just keep refilling the coffee. So it was very exciting. It sounds so pathetic, but it was lovely being in that, like in the diner, like you see in a film. And the waitress, absolutely lovely. Now, I don't think it's just a myself and Charlotte thing, because when we were out for a meal a few weeks ago, the night before the previous wedding, he's mentioning weddings again. No. We went to Nairn to meet some of the folk beforehand, because it's very exciting for Charlotte to all of her friends in one place. And myself and Charlotte went there earlier, and we ordered food to eat before everyone else arrived. And Charlotte sometimes doesn't know what she wants until the moment. So she always says, I'll just panic order. And I wasn't sure if that was something she came up with or if that was a thing. But when we were in there, and the waitress came over, Charlotte said to me, you go first. And the waitress said to her, aye, panic order, good call. So it is a thing. Maybe it's a Highland thing, maybe it's a Scottish thing, maybe it's a British thing, maybe it's a worldwide thing. But when we were in this wee diner in Texas, the Waffle House, the waitress came over, and just like totally something out of a movie. Stunning blonde waitress, bounces over, so cheerful, and the energy's way up, and I'm a doer bastard. So our energy's way high. What can I get for y'all? And I sort of motioned for Charlotte to go first, because I'm a fucking gentleman. And Charlotte shakes her head, no. I'll panic order. And the waitress, what does panic order mean? Panic order. And she just stares at her. I mean, she'll, order in a panic. Oh, okay. And she asked us where we're from and stuff, in Scotland, and it's very exciting. And she had people from New Zealand, and she loves meeting folk, and just a very, very nice person. This little glow of light in this quite dire journey so far. So we'd ordered the breakfasts, their version of a full breakfast, and I forgot what Charlotte got. She got a wee bit differently. Maybe she didn't get the eggs or something. Food came, and it was lovely, but as soon as we ate it, we both knew, we shouldn't have eaten that, because it just sat on us like a cannonball. It was all cooked in so much grease. Terrible. I mean, it was fantastic, but unbelievably bad for you, the food. And for me, somebody that has the diet I have, to be like, that's not good for you, that food. It must be bad. So we ate our food, and she came over, gave us the bill, or the check, I don't know, whatever, and she'd written at the bottom, in lovely, cartoony, girly handwriting, remember, it was like, Jesus loves y'all, or something like that, with a love heart on it. That's a bit, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of touched at the same time. That's a very nice thing to say, but just remember, Jesus loves you. All right, thank you. I think he loves you too. So she got one. This isn't fucking good. She got a big tip because no, yeah, she got a big tip because we were on the way home, and that's when it turns into Monopoly money. So she got like a $20 tip for like a $10 breakfast. And oh, fucking Uncle Pennybags over here. No, we left the diner, and somebody had turned up in their big Texas pickup thing. These like, I don't know what you'd call them. I can't stress how big these things are. It's a pickup, but it's about the size of a minibus. And Charlotte stood in front of it. I wish we got a photograph, because they parked right up by the all the car parking spaces were like drive in. Nobody reverse parks. That's what I noticed. Everything was parked in, and they parked right up at the diner window. So there's a tiny wee walkway across the front. So as we're walking past, Charlotte, who's maybe a foot and a wee bit taller than she is, but she's not the tallest lady in the world. The bonnet of this thing, or the hood, if you like, was above her head. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if she was to try and cross the road in front of this thing, the driver would not see her. It was wildly dangerous. Massive vehicle. We go back to the hotel, the shuttle turned up, we got on, and we were on with these, again, two more stunning women. They were from... they were two young ladies from Argentina on a missionary trip. They were going to Kansas to spread the word of God. So there's myself and Charlotte and those two in the wee shuttle, and we go back on the highway, interstate, whatever the fuck we got on the motorway, the Joe Carnage way of the road. Go back to the airport, and there was better energy that morning. So we wished them very well on their trip. They'd never heard of the Wizard of Oz, but they were going to Kansas. We were joking about the tornadoes, and they stared blankly. They spoke incredible English, probably better than I speak. So we got to the airport, and we got up to the gate, found where we were going, and when the lady said we were going to Dallas, I assumed because Texas is twice the size of France, and France is twice the size of Britain, she meant Dallas Airport, because we were in Houston. No, Washington, D.C. Airport is called Dulles. Yes, so we're not going to Dallas, we're going to Dulles. I didn't know that. So, got on the plane, fly over, and then suddenly oh no, but before that, sorry, when I was in Texas, I went and bought a cowboy hat. I bought a cowboy hat in Mexico, the leather one. It was a cool sombrero, according to the guy that I passed afterwards, and I fucking rode that high for a while. But no, I went and bought an actual Stetson, like a brand Stetson cowboy hat. I'd never seen Yellowstone at this point, but there's posters of that all through this airport store. And for some fucking reason in Texas, I've still got the book here. We were in their version of W.H. Smith, whoever it was, one of their, news agents in the airport. And what's it called? The book's called Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino. And it had just come out, and it was all hardback, and for some reason I thought I'll buy this. So I've still not read it, but there it is in the bookshelf. And it's a massive big hardback thing, so now to carry that home, and if you ever try transporting a cowboy hat, you have to wear it. I looked like a fucking clown buying that hat because I was trying on the different ones, and I've got a big head. And I said to the lady in the store, she's all decked out like proper cowgirl country singer. I think we're going to pass that half an hour mark soon. Sorry guys, this is going on a little bit. I said to the lady, I've never bought a cowboy hat. Is this okay? And she went, can you put your head upside down without it falling off? What? The idea is if you're on your horse, because these are actual, there's a purpose to cowboy hats, is what the workers wear, the cow hats. You put it on your head, you're meant to be able to tip your head upside down to look underneath your horse without it falling off. So I was standing in this shop, looking like I was listening to rock music, rocking my head back and forth with this hat on, and Charlotte just started laughing. It was nice for her to be laughing again, because she was very stressed out. I think it's all getting a bit much for her. She was tired. So we leave fucking Mexico, we leave Texas, and we land in Washington. All's going well. I was quite excited to be there, actually, because that would have been the airport that Mulder and Scully would have used, if they were real, in the X-Files. So we're there for fucking ages, and we're going around, and we got a Chick-fil or something like that. Takeaway, very good. Find our gate, sitting there. We get on our plane, and what was lovely, I don't know if it was an accident or not, we actually got bumped up seat-wise from economy to economy plus. Not quite business, not first class, but economy plus. And what that meant was we had chairs that were slightly wider. They had like a little footrest underneath and a bit more leg room, but it was in this own little like segregated area in between economy and business. But the flight, it was a red eye. It was overnight, so we left there at night time. Like, this is the full day was us going from Texas to Washington and hanging around the airport. This is me going on for hours. A lot of sitting. It's funny, I can just sum up this whole thing in just over half an hour, but this is a long endeavour. We're just trying to get home. We haven't showered, and I'm using my fucking American Express card, like fuck, which I never really use. We get on the plane, and we're flying, and this is the point where I'm going to tell you guys, because I've been trying to keep it clean. Now, in Mexico, one of the days out, as I said, we went to the Chichen Itza, however you pronounce it. We went to the old Mayan pyramids. The other one we did was to a national park, where you're not guaranteed to actually see any of the animals, but it's a national park. So if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. There's no guarantee. But not that we're ultra hippie or liberal or anything like that. We don't like SeaWorld, things like that. Things where the animals are sad. Like the resort we were on, it was that big. There was actually like a dolphin show, but the dolphins are kept in fish tanks. It's not nice. So we were happy to go and do this thing where you go out, and if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But they're in their own world and they're left alone. Well, left alone as they can be as you fire through in your speedboat. But part of that day was you go way out into the crystal clear blue waters, and the tour company thing, if you like, would give you life jackets and snorkels with goggles. And then you see all the colourful fish and all that kind of stuff. Charlotte wasn't keen. She didn't want to go into the water. Don't blame her. It could be sharks. Me trying to show that I wasn't phased at all. Got on my life jacket, put on my goggles, and I stuck the snorkel in my mouth. And then I just jumped off the fucking water. I just jumped off the boat, all kitted up, and straight into the water. Now, life jackets don't just make you stop on the surface, they float. So when I hit the water, I went under. And yes, the life jacket pulled me back up, but I hadn't expected to go under. So when I jumped in the water, I went down, all of me, completely under. Yep. Quite a lot of the water shot down the snorkel into my mouth, which I wasn't expecting. So I swallowed quite a substantial amount of dirty, dirty Mexican seawater, which I still like to think about. So I came back up to the surface, coughing and spluttering, trying to keep a brave face for Charlotte, but in that moment it was like, oh no, that can't be good. Don't want to think about what's in there. Don't want to think about it. But, I swam around, looked at the fish, saw the jellyfish, go back on the boat, and then later that night, oh dear, that was when the troubles began. So there was no vomiting, guys, but let me say the other end was quite distressed. Basically pure water coming out of me. Okay, now, alright, let's get that out of the way. So this whole journey home, bear in mind the whole story I've been telling you so far, I have had terrible diarrhea the entire time. Every time I've seen a toilet, I've had to go in just because it would come on quickly. Now, luckily, hand on my heart, I didn't shit myself once on this way home. But every half an hour, I had to get in the toilet, alright? I was sweating, I was not in a good way, I needed to get home, and then, so I was poisoned, basically. So bear in mind all this fucking shit we're going through, all this shit we've been going through. I have been unwell the entire time. So we're on this, and then fucking I still had that big greasy diner breakfast, that sat me like a cannonball, and that was out of me before we'd left the hotel in Texas. Whew. So we're on the plane back to London. We're leaving Washington, and I have visited every single toilet in that airport. You're walking down the things, and there'll be a sign for the next one. Charlotte, I gotta go in, I'm really sorry. No, it's okay. No, I'm really sorry. This is... What an end to the holiday. Land back in London, and still haven't slept. I haven't slept in the plane, because I've been getting up every sort of 20 minutes to go to the toilet. I was fucking feeling emotional. I watched a film called A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks and Gina Davis and Madonna, and it's about the first women's baseball team in America, and at the end of that they play this montage of all the old women meeting up again with a very slow song, and I fucking nearly started tearing up on the plane. I was not in a good way, guys. I was ill and I was emotional and tired. Get to London, Heathrow, fucking our flights at night time. We've landed in the morning, and I haven't slept on the plane because I've been up and down and fucking find a bench in the airport. And Charlotte falls asleep, and I'm sitting there looking after her luggage. Like, I know it's an airport, it's probably safe, but I'm not in that frame of mind. I am defense mode. There's a lot to being a man, and there's things you wouldn't think about. When you're with your lady, you are responsible for her. And then, so she's sleeping, trying to get as much rest as she can, and I'm just not enjoying myself at all. And Heathrow Airport, they have like Daleks going around. They clean the floors. They don't hire staff. They hire a robot. And Charlotte eventually wakes up, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the boots. So I go to the boots, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to give you too much information, but I have really bad diarrhea. Have you got anything for it? And the girl was not phased. She gave me these like tablet soluble things that you meant didn't make a world of difference. Didn't do a fucking thing. I was not in good shape. So we're with British Airways to get home, and Charlotte's on the app, and she's like, there is actually an earlier flight. I was like, okay, cool. Can you change it on your phone? No. We'll have to find somebody. So I'm sleep deprived as fuck. I'm like, okay, hang on. There's a British Airways desk over there. So I wandered over to it, and excuse me, can you help? And the guy looks at me, and I could tell from the way he was looking at me, like, oh, what's happened here? And, are you going to West Africa? Am I what? And he sort of like motions with his head. He goes, this is the British Airways flight. It was some country in West Africa, and let's not get racist here, but colour-wise, I must have stood like a sore thumb among all the folk that were flying, and I could see why the guy looked at me like, why are you over here, you sunburnt, sweaty, yet somehow pale bastard? What are you doing over here? And I was like, I'm trying to see if we can change our flight home, get home earlier. Oh, you got to do that in the app. Oh, the app's telling us to find somebody. Goes, no, we don't do desks anymore. All right, thank you. But if you want to go to this country in West Africa, I can probably get you. No, you're okay, dude. You're all right, thank you. So we had to just sit for hours and wait. Eventually, we got back to Inverness, guys. Happy ending. I got home not well. I think by the time we got home, I worked out I'd been awake for like 43 hours. But we're back. There was more to it, but I'm just seeing this now. We're up at 40 minutes. So, thank you very much for listening to the bonus episode of The Crack. There you go. Give you a bit of information there. Hopefully brought some laughs to you. Hope you enjoyed that. And I can only heartily recommend that you visit this Cancun area of Mexico. However, I wouldn't recommend visiting Carmen. That was not a nice city from what I saw. Chichen Itza, absolutely incredible. Don't drink the seawater. Just don't think you would, but it's worth saying don't do it. So guys, feel free to get in touch by all means. Go to the website www.thecrackpodcast.co.uk. I'll say it again, www.thecrackpodcast.co.uk. So we tab on the website, contact, get in touch. Where have you been on holiday? What holiday horror stories have you got? Please share. I felt I shared too much with you on this one, but hopefully it brought a smile to your face. And I hope your day is going smoothly. Alright, gang. So until next time, which might be tomorrow, depending on the feedback you get on this one. So next week, until next time, as always, you look after yourself. Be good to each other. Don't take any shit. But just be good. Alright, I'll speak to you next time, guys. Bye for now.